My best friend needs to break up with her boyfriend because I've had enough.
You're not dating him.
So for context, I, 28 female, have known my friend, 26 male, let's call him Alex, for about a year now. We spent a lot of time together and he considers me his best friend. I did too, but now I'm conflicted, and it's mostly because of his girlfriend, 25 female. They have been together for a few years now, and over the time I've known them, I've seen more and more of their relationship's flaws. By the way, this comes from user Throwaway835, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKstorytime subreddit. I'm Dakota.
I'm Carly.
And we're here to give good advice goofily. Probably, maybe. But we don't know everything. We only know, what we know. So if you would do something different, just tell us in the comments. And OP says, almost off the bat, his girlfriend didn't like me, stating that she thinks he's cheating on her with me.
I wonder why.
OP does say, I'm happily married. So
Okay.
no, I'm not interested in Alex. Alex has said that he's not interested in me either, but his girlfriend wouldn't drop it. Eventually, those accusations went away and things were okay for a few months. But then I noticed the way they treated each other. They fought all the time, and I couldn't be around them without them making backhanded comments to each other and talking to each other with a lot of attitude. Even full-on fights occurred where I couldn't even tell who was right or wrong because they were so bad at communicating. Every time it would just be me and Alex hanging out. He would complain about her, and eventually I got tired of it. I told Alex how I felt, that they are a toxic couple and that they need to communicate or else there isn't a point to the relationship anymore. I do think he was listening to me because I could see his behavior change, but not hers. One day their fights got so bad that she said she had called the cops on both of us, accusing us of doing illegal activities.
What?
I'm starting to see now why you really don't like this person. We were obviously freaking out to the point that Alex started to cry, desperately trying to talk to his girlfriend. Eventually, we got her to answer and admit she didn't actually call the cops, but said she did to get her boyfriend's attention. When being confronted on how that wasn't okay, I was called a witch and then blocked on everything. Alex is on my side and eventually got his girlfriend to apologize. I accepted it because I didn't want to cause more drama. Here's where I was called an a-hole. Not even a week goes by, and they have another argument in front of me. I put my foot down saying I can't handle their behavior anymore and not to invite me to things if they were going to fight and to fix their issues or break up because I couldn't handle dealing with it. The girlfriend got extremely mad and basically told me to F off, saying she never wanted to apologize. I know it's not my monkeys, not my circus, but if the monkeys come running to me and make me their ringmaster, they can't get upset if I run the show. Weeks go by and Alex and I had a talk where I said that I can't be a part of their business anymore. To be honest, he hasn't really respected that. I still see his girlfriend occasionally and she just pretends like nothing happened. By the way, she still has me blocked. Am I really the a-hole here?
I don't think you're the a-hole, but I do think it's time to just remove yourself from the situation.
Yeah, there's no wrangling this. You can't. You're not going to solve it. You really just need to tell Alex.
Which it sounds
why
like
are
she
you
has.
dating this person?
Yeah.
Just really take a catalog of all of the good and the bad. I don't know how much good there could be to outweigh threatening to call the police on you.
Right.
Comment 1 says you're the a-hole to yourself. Do not hang with her and keep reminding Alex that your time with him is girlfriend-free, including talking about her. You are obviously not wrong, but people stuck in a volatile codependency can only help themselves when ready. Try to get your friend into therapy so maybe he can become wise enough and strong enough to get out. OP replies, I have suggested therapy to him, and he said he used to go, but his mom convinced him he didn't need it. And his girlfriend once told me they used to go to couples counseling and he never let her talk. So yikes. And I don't believe that.
The therapist is there to make sure everyone can talk.
OP responds to a long comment, clarifying her relationship with Alex as a best friend while she's married and he's dating. OP says, okay, I understand your comment better now. Here is some more context. Alex has told me that since they've been together, his girlfriend has basically convinced him all his friends are toxic and he should cut them off. I overheard him basically begging her to not ask him to cut me off. Also, he's been with both men and women, so have I, and I use the term best friend because, unprompted, he asked me one day, You're my best friend, right?
Do I have to ask? Should I call up my friend right now and be like, hey, we're still best friends, right?
Hey, we're besties, right? You know that we're besties, right? I think Alex is so desperate for any form of attention because he's isolated himself for her. I use this label because he used it. Maybe it's a bit immature. I mean, he is pretty immature. Not a big deal, but for example, he makes fun of me for using more articulate language instead of slang, so I don't know. Also, he has cheated on her in the past.
Ah!
What?
You left that part out!
Oh my god!
Now he's the stinky man!
Both of them are stinky and
They're
should just
both
be
stinky.
not together.
Why?
I mean, if honestly, ugh.
It wasn't with you, right?
No, no. There's an update. This is 2 weeks later. Alex ghosted me for 2 weeks. I kept asking to talk out what happened, but he just wouldn't respond. Then I got a message saying we should talk. I agreed, and Alex decided that we would go for a drive. I had no complaints, so we did. He started by saying that he's completely on my side and that he doesn't think what she did and said was okay, but she's just like that.
What the heck is happening?
Yeah, she's just like that, and I signed the eternal contract in my
Yeah.
blood that says that there's nothing I can do about it except stay with her forever.
Maybe he sold his soul. We don't know.
Maybe he sold it to her.
That's what I'm saying.
Ay, ay, ay.
He is contractually obligated, actually.
Oh, brother. I said that if we were to remain friends, then I don't want to hear about his girlfriend anymore, and I don't want to see her anymore. If she can't be a decent human being, then I don't want to be around her. He agreed. We had some fun. Then I went home. For context, they both work, but only have one car, so Alex drives her to and from work. When we hang out, we made a rule that if we had to pick her up, he would drop me off at home first so that we didn't have to see each other. Not even a week later, we were hanging out of town. She was getting off work soon, and he said that we were going to go pick her up. I asked to take me home first, and he said no. I was stunned and reiterated, "Take me home," to which he again said no, that it would be out of his way and he didn't want his girlfriend to get mad at him. Also, context, I've been there multiple times to pick her up before, and if he was late, she would rip him a new one, but also vice versa. He would yell at her if she was late coming out of work, which she usually was, by 30 minutes to hours. I said exactly that she would probably be late so he could drop me off. He said no, and that I was being disrespectful to the driver and that the driver decides where the car goes, and I shouldn't complain. At that point, I was genuinely scared. I told him if he didn't take me home now, I won't talk to him again, to which he said I was overreacting, and you're really going to blow this friendship up because of something this stupid? We continued to argue until I just sat in the passenger seat silent. Then he had the audacity to run an errand before picking her up. I called him out on it, saying, "You have time to run an errand, but you don't have time to take me home?" And he straight up said, "Yeah." I would have gotten out of the car right there in the parking lot.
Yeah, why didn't we get out at the errand? That's my stop. I live here now.
Yeah, I'm going to live in the parking lot.
Someone will get me.
I bit my tongue and we got to the girlfriend's work.
Wow.
20 minutes go by and I asked again for him to take me home. He still says no. 40 minutes go by and I said, "I guess you could have taken me home." And he said, "You don't have to be petty." An hour goes by and she finally comes out of work. I'm waiting for him to yell at her and nothing. He's quiet. And when he does talk, he's trying to get his girlfriend to have small talk with me. Oh, gross. That was his whole point, was he was trying to make you guys friends again?
Yeah.
Ugh! I'm quiet on the way home. I get out of the car, slam the door, and cut him off from saying bye in a sing-song friendly voice. I'm so done with him. And there's an edit. I wanted to add some extra info. I met Alex through a mutual friend. Alex is no longer friends with them. I met my husband shortly after, and we are newlyweds, but that doesn't make him any less my husband. I do not have a crush on Alex. For the love of God, can people stop assuming that? Alex, his girlfriend, and my husband and I are in the queer community, so none of us give a crap about gender and friendship. I may be in the wrong for doing this, but I changed the gender of the people in this story to be straight because I didn't want to hear bad comments and thought it would be safer. Okay.
I think that was a bad call on your part.
Kind of a bad call, but whatever. People are assuming things based on that. I am a man who likes men, married to my husband.
Oh, OP's a man.
OP is a man. Alex is sapphic with a girlfriend and has been with men but cheated on girlfriend with a woman. There are no feelings between me and Alex. Also, for people thinking I'd randomly tell a friend and their girlfriend off, if I see nasty behavior, I'm going to look out for myself. Alex specifically asked me what he should do, so I did what he wanted. Alex and I would hang out at night 99% of the time because the girlfriend worked at night. Now that I'm thinking about it, I don't think I've ever asked Alex to hang out. Almost every other day, I'd get a text from Alex asking if I was available to hang out, and we often drove out of town. Another reason I changed the gender is because I thought people would take the situation seriously if Alex was a girl, and I was right. People are not taking me seriously because they think I am. I'm not taking you seriously because you're a liar. You're a little fibber.
Yeah, I think I would have had way different opinions on this story had you just said right out, hey, I'm literally not attracted to Alex, and it's like not possible for me to be attracted to Alex like that.
I think what you should do is just entirely remove yourself from this whole mess. For those of you asking, where is your husband? First, I don't need to do everything with my husband. Second of all, it was at night and he has work in the morning. Literally, someone said I should spend less time with a male friend and focus more on my husband. I'm sorry, my husband has nothing to do with this story. I only brought him up so people didn't assume I had feelings for Alex. Apparently, my word that I love my husband isn't good enough. I'm not going to reply to any more comments. But you can listen to a bunch more full episodes with stories just like this one on your favorite podcast platforms like iHeartRadio, Spotify, or Apple Podcasts. Just search OK Storytime, and you've got the whole shebang. But we got a little bit of shebang left here. We got one more update. It's time to call it, right?
Yeah.
Right.
You've now just confused everybody, and leave.
Extract yourself from your friend's messy relationship, and your friend is being weird with you too. Like, I would not appreciate being forced to try to reconcile with someone I want nothing to do with.
Oh yeah, not at all. I would have gotten out at the errand.
Yeah. There's the second update. 6 days later, OP has attached screenshots of text messages, but here's a transcript of it. OP says, I've been wanting to break off this friendship for a while now. I've been dealing with your BS and I can't take it anymore. You complain about your girlfriend to me, and when I give you advice, you don't take it. Your behavior is disgustingly disrespectful, and I've had my last straw. I've been there for you for months, and I've never felt like I could actually confide in you. You've crossed my boundaries for the last time. You've made fun of me, and you don't actually care about my feelings. Or you do, and you can't be emotionally mature and show that you care. And you literally held me hostage in your car and wouldn't take me home when I asked. That is not okay. And you were so petty that you couldn't just take me home and made me wait an hour. Not to mention, you apparently had time to go to the bank before picking them up, but not take me home. I don't know what your deal is with not taking people home, because you did the same with our other friend. In the end, you've pushed me away, and your girlfriend hasn't helped much. They've shown exactly how they feel about me, and how you've handled the situation makes me sick. I've given you both so many chances to be the bigger person, and you both act like children. So I hope you're happy with the life you've chosen to live. I hope that when you've grown and realized I'm right, that you'll reach out, but I doubt you will. So I hope you educate yourself. And I know girlfriend is probably reading this first because you two have no boundaries, and I'm not going to let you try and fix this again by ignoring my feelings and trying to bribe me or some crap. Neither of you are good people, and I don't want to surround myself with people who make me feel this bad. I know you'll miss me because you obviously had more fun with me than you ever did with them, so I'm going to have fun being married at the place we moved with the love of my life while you're stuck with a girlfriend with girlfriend issues. Alex replies, first of all, thank you for effing waking me up. I actually have a job. Second, I don't complain about my girlfriend. I complain about their family, which is completely different. And yeah, good luck with getting married when you're unemployed and could definitely not hold down a job because all you ever do is complain about the stupidest crap. You're just like friend. Also, cry to your husband because you're not going far in life, which would be soon, because all you do is complain, which is insane. You always think you're right. Hi, OP's dumb boyfriend, by the way, because you're also going to send this to him being like, oh my God, look what Alex said about you. Also, what the F is wrong with you guys getting married right now with cheap rings? And you know it's not going to last unless he's going to be held hostage. Whatever. And you know I'm right because you're upset over me actually not agreeing with you for once. Shaking my head.
Wow, y'all just really hate each other.
Yeah, that sounds like you guys weren't friends at all.
No, but Dakota, they
pretended.
They asked if they were best friends, remember?
And they went,
They were
yeah,
best friends.
I guess we are. That's great.
My friend made everything about herself, so I ended our friendship.
Exhausting.
This comes directly from the OK Storytime subreddit.
Yes.
The story starts in September of 2023 when I met Sasha at church. Although we were the same age, 21 female at the time, I was finishing up my senior year of college and Sasha was working full time. We were both still in the era of our life where we were figuring out what our careers were going to be and what we wanted to do for the rest of our lives. I figured we'd get along really well, or so I thought. By the way, this comes from non-music prodigy. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit, which is where this is from. And I'm Carly.
I'm Dakota.
And we're here to give good advice goofily, but we don't have all the answers. We only know what we would do. Let us know what you would do in the comments. Sasha seemed really shy when I first met her. We'd have surface level conversations at church, and that was it. She didn't seem to want to hang out outside of church. I didn't push her, figuring she'd open up when she was ready. That's why I was excited when Sasha texted me asking if I wanted to go to a concert with her in May of 2024. I very enthusiastically said yes. Now here's where things start to get complicated. Sasha lived in one city and I lived in another, and the concert was happening in a third city. When discussing plans for the concert, Sasha specifically pointed out that my home city was closer to the concert than her home city was. Given this information, I suggested she pick me up and bring me to the concert in her car, but then she asked if we could use my car. I was confused and asked if she wanted me to pick her up in my car instead of her picking me up, but then she said, no, I can just leave my car at your place. I asked if she wanted to leave her car at my place while I drove us to the concert in my own car, and she said yes. This entire exchange had happened over text. That little guessing game was so complicated.
It doesn't sound like a guessing game.
Sounded pretty straightforward, but pop off.
She'll drive to your place and then you'll drive to the concert.
Yeah.
Sounds straightforward.
I still don't know why Sasha didn't just communicate that from the start. She felt bad about asking it, so she wanted me to suggest it and then she could agree. It still felt strange, but I tried not to think too much of it. The day of the concert arrived, and we got there on time. It was a 90-minute drive. The concert itself was great, but then we were out in the parking lot in my car waiting for post-concert traffic to disappear. I was struggling to get out of my parking space because traffic was backed up so far, and Sasha made an offhanded comment about how I should learn to drive more aggressively. It felt like a dig. Even if it wasn't, it didn't seem like we were at that level of friendship yet. When we finally got out of the parking lot, Sasha was playing through all the videos she'd taken on her phone during the concert. I was struggling to stay awake as I drove. Sasha noticed me struggling and kept asking if I was good. I said yes and turned on some music to keep myself awake. Sasha was playing her videos at 80% volume, so even if I wanted to talk, she probably wouldn't have heard me. Once the traffic disappeared, Sasha asked if we could stop for food. I thought this was inconsiderate since she noticed I was tired and I just wanted to get home. I didn't voice this and I drove us to get the food. She got a whole meal and a Pepsi and I just got water. We finally got back to my house where Sasha had left her car. There's something else I forgot to mention. In addition to the little guessing game Sasha had made me play with the car arrangements, she had also asked if I wanted to ride to church with her the next morning, since the concert was on a Saturday night. This meant she wanted to spend the night at my place and I could drive her to church in the morning. I answered that I didn't think I'd be going to the church the next morning. I figured Sasha should have taken my reply as a gentle no to her asking to stay the night. I think you're assuming a lot of things.
Yeah, we're doing a lot of really psychic communication, and we should just be more clear about how we think and feel about stuff. You just tell Sasha, hey, you can't really stay the night at my place tonight. I'm not really feeling it.
And I mean, is it really that bad if she does, though? I'm like, if you previously told her and she was planning to crash, she'll just get up and leave in the morning.
I'm also that.
Also just confused at the gravity that we're putting on everything.
Yeah, and how far away is Sasha from her place?
We didn't get that, yeah.
If it's already late, and then Sasha, it might just make sense for her to stay.
That's what I'm saying. If people are tired. But when we were back at my place after the concert, Sasha asked to come inside for some water. I invited her in and poured her a glass of water. She took the water, sat down at the kitchen table, and started scrolling through her phone, making no move to leave. I couldn't punt her out after inviting her in.
Nah, but you can. It's like you say, hey, you had your water, and now I think it's time to mosey on home now.
Yeah, you go, oh, I'm really tired. I'm going to go to bed. Are you going to leave? I pointed out where our restrooms were, but she still didn't look up from her phone. My younger brother, Jack, 19 male at the time, walked in. He had just come from the same concert with his friends. Jack greeted us and asked what we thought of the concert. Sasha started telling Jack about all her favorite songs and moments of the concert while I stood there. It felt low-key offensive because Sasha had barely acknowledged me during the 2-hour ride home. She didn't ask me about my favorite songs or moments. The conversation between Sasha and Jack continued. At one point, Sasha got really excited and spoke so loud, I had to gently remind her that the rest of my family was asleep. I said I was heading to bed, hoping she would take it as a cue to leave. But she stayed for almost another hour trying to talk to Jack until he told her he was tired. I ended up going to church late the following morning, and Sasha didn't go at all. That was the first situation that rubbed me the wrong way. The second begins like this. I was talking to a guy named Mark in my senior year of college. Mark and I started talking on Discord, trying to schedule a meetup in my city. Mark and his friends planned to see a concert in my city in June 2024, and I suggested a group of my friends meet him and his friends the day after the concert. I texted Sasha about my special lad, Mark.
Ooh, my special lad.
Since we weren't dating yet, and told her we were going to hang out afterward with my friends. She responded by asking what concert Mark was coming to see. I told her it was Niall Horan concert. She replied, "Is he white?" I said, "Yes, Niall is white. Why?" She clarified, "I meant the guy you're talking to." I told her Mark was also white, and she texted, "I can tell by the music he listens to," with a laughing emoji. This rubbed me the wrong way because Sasha and I are both black, and I also listened to Niall Horan. He was my very first celebrity crush. I tried not to take it personally. I told her a little bit more about Mark, but she didn't seem to approve. We started a group chat on Instagram with my friends, Mark and his friends. Sasha was in the group chat, but hardly active. One day, I added something to the chat at 12:30 a.m., and she privately texted me, "Why are you awake? Go to sleep," with laughing emojis. I texted back, "You're awake too." She replied, "I'm at work though." I considered replying, "You're on your phone at work," but thought better of it. The day of the group date, Mark flaked.
Oh no!
He texted the group chat that something came up and he couldn't get off work. Less than 10 minutes later, Sasha sent me a private text. "Is today canceled?" Again, it felt off-putting. I asked if she was all right, remembering she worked night shift and our date was in the morning. I told her she could stay home if she needed rest. I let her know I was running a bit late, implying she could come late if she wanted. She then told me she wasn't coming. That was the second situation. There was a third situation that was the final straw for me. But there were other minor things in between that I kept noticing. Other little things that rubbed me the wrong way. Here are a few. She never responded to my questions or comments in group conversations, but she would respond to other people's questions or comments in front of me. And she'd give me an awkward smile when I would try to piggyback off her comment. Once I sat on Sasha's right during a church service. She chatted a lot with the young lady sitting to her left. All she said to me was hi. She texted me one morning saying she needed to ask something. Turns out the something was Jack's phone number. Sasha came to my senior recital, sat in the front row, seemingly excited to be there. She spent the entire reception talking to Jack. Okay, so your friend likes your brother.
Your friend wants your brother.
She arrived at my graduation party late, sat around on her phone the whole time, and made zero effort to join in any conversation. Then she left early. My 22nd birthday fell on the same night as one of our youth group events at church, and both Sasha and I were there. Everyone else there who knew it was my birthday came up to wish me one in person. I saw Sasha cross the room and waved. She smiled in my direction, turned to hug someone else goodbye, and then left. She texted me happy birthday 5 minutes later.
This is weird. The energy is just weird.
Energy's just off.
And you probably have just always felt that. And it's like, this
Yeah.
is a person you met through like happenstance because you guys both went to church. So it's
I
like,
feel like it's just not a compatible friendship, but that's fine. Happens sometimes.
yeah.
This third and final situation was the last straw for me. It was February 2025, and I had invited Sasha to a youth group event in a city that was an hour's drive from my place as well as hers. The event fell on a Friday, February 7th, and I was driving home from work that afternoon. I was stuck in traffic when Jack texted me that he was going to another city to spend some time with a friend. This was a bit of a problem for me because Jack was supposed to be my ride to this church event. Without him taking me, I'd have to make that long drive myself. After being stuck in traffic for an hour already, I was too exhausted to do any more driving that day. When I got home that Friday, I just went straight up to my bed and collapsed. But then I suddenly remembered I'd invited Sasha to the church event that I was no longer going to. So I sent her a text apologizing, telling her I couldn't make it anymore. I didn't give a full explanation. I only told her I'd been stuck in traffic all day. She texted back, "It's okay." And I figured that was her accepting my apology. But then Sasha and I planned to go to a music festival for Valentine's Day, exactly a week later. I picked her up from her place to take her to the festival, and she spent the whole ride, both to and from, complaining about how I ditched her the week before. She said things like, "You left me all alone at a church that isn't even mine. How could you?" I got defensive because first, she made the impression that she'd accepted my apology. And second, she had flaked on me last minute so many times in the 2 years we'd known each other, and I'd never given her any grief. I thought she'd be able to give me a little grace when I had to flake on her. Apparently, I thought wrong. I did feel really bad about flaking on Sasha, so I decided to make up for it by inviting her to a get-together at a church friend's house. This time, Jack actually drove me, and we got there early. 45 minutes into the whole thing, Sasha texted me that she couldn't find parking, even though there was plenty of space in the host's driveway, and that she was leaving. And by the way, you guys can never leave listening to full episodes of stories just like this. Go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, wherever you get your podcasts, search up Storytime. There's just a little bit more.
It just sounds like you guys never really linked up like that.
Sounds like y'all just aren't really that close. And that maybe Sasha has a little crush on your brother.
The brother crush, I can't relate as an only child, but it would probably be a little annoying.
I'm sure it is.
Don't crush on my brother. He's not there. It's not real.
This was the last straw for me because she had just spent the majority of our last hangout chewing me out for flaking on her. And here she was again, flaking on me. Again, with no apology. I snapped a little and texted her back, "I guess we're even now," and added a smirk emoji to make it seem like a joke. But she immediately replied, "Technically, I drove all the way over here before canceling. You didn't even leave the house." I think she knew it wasn't really a joke. So yeah, that's where the friendship ended. We haven't really talked since then. I definitely haven't made any effort. I don't think she has either, and I'm fine with that. We've fallen out of each other's circles, and that's that. We still go to the same church, though. If she tries to hug me or anything, I might stiffen up. But anyway, that's my super long and crazy story of how and why I ended a friendship. Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, y'all were not compatible.
Yeah, that's I don't know if that story's as crazy as you think it is, but that was definitely a story of one person who probably always felt a little slighted by this other person, and that person just kind of not caring ever